Hello, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
And we hate movies. Welcome to We Hate Movies on the Sideshow Network. Thank you for tuning in, as always. This week, guys, I think I'm in love.
He's back.
I think I'm in love. It's 1989's Blind Fury, directed by Phillip Noyce, starring the delicious Rutger Hauer.
Him, capital H.
Yeah, he is back. The Almighty. And I'm telling you, this is the closest I'm coming on this show. Like, we're over 200 episodes now. This is the closest I've come to trying to figure out what we're doing here. I think this is a totally great movie.
Yeah,
I had so much friggin' fun. I had to get up a busy-ass schedule the past couple weeks. We had a lot going on. We had the Gilbert interview, was just recorded yesterday, which, by the way, you can pick that up if you haven't checked it out yet, our interview with Gilbert Gottfried. So, busy. I had to wake up at like 6 o'clock this morning to watch this movie. I don't think anyone's ever had to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch a Rutger Hauer fucking ninja movie.
No one.
But I did, and it was a great way to come up with the sun. This movie is an American remake of Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman. So already you're working off of fantastic source material.
Do they actually credit it?
Oh yeah!
Oh great!
It's a direct.
It's a direct. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that was obvious.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised they actually gave them their due.
And I mean, as good as it is, and I am in agreement, it's a good movie. But like, let us not forget, it is crazy nonsense.
Oh, it's fucking ridiculous.
So this is probably the most fun I've had since I don't know,
yeah.
Pray for Death, maybe.
Yeah, in that vein. It's in that vein.
We got a cast connection here.
Excuse
the
me?
dude from Pray for Death and Enter the Ninja and all that shit.
He's the final guy, right?
He's the dude at the end of the movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, cool.
Hey, cool. I don't read cast notes.
Eric just had the look in his eye like he found out the date he's going to die.
I actually did simultaneously to both those things.
Fucking what's his name? Sho Kosugi, or Kosugi. I don't know how to say it, but that's the dude.
Awesome. Yeah,
He
that's awesome.
once made you pray for death, and then he got the shit kicked out of him by Rutger Hauer.
Somehow.
Fucking loving it. Loving this movie. Loving this movie.
Yeah. So, our title of the show, we're not always that negative.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
starting it off with a little bit of a Vietnam flashback.
That's where you want to be.
Indeed.
But this is a weird, we're just doing this dolly shot through this war zone, and it's just fucking corpses everywhere. And I didn't know what this movie was about. I saw the clip where he spits the rock at the kid's head, and that was it. So I had no idea what this movie was.
But that's a big selling point.
Oh, well, it sold me on the movie.
Huge selling point.
Eric was like, I want to do Blind Fury. I was like, what's that? He sent me that clip. I was like, doing it. There it is.
I grew up on this movie. I've seen this movie 10 times.
Oh, really?
Oh, God. Sometimes I envy the weird cable TV raised lifestyle of Eric Siska.
It was a wild time,
Yeah,
man.
it was just like we just had the wrong hours. You were watching the hours where all this shit happened, and I was watching Shawshank 100 times.
Yeah. Well, you guys were watching what was it, Hogan's Family. I was watching this bizarre shit on Cinemax.
See, that's the thing.
That's
Cinemax.
Why it's the Cinemax that does it.
I definitely didn't have the movie channels as a little kid. That's why I've got all the fucking ridiculous TV knowledge that I don't need. We were raised on TV.
Yeah.
Just TV that nobody needs to remember.
I know a lot about movies with shirtless men fighting each other.
Nothing wrong with that. And that's what we're getting in this movie. So Rutger Hauer, we're going through what I didn't know until later in the movie was it was because a little mortar had gone off and blew the place to shit. I could have sworn I saw a helicopter crash. And I was like, oh, something like a chopper went down or some shit.
Well, I think it was isn't it just the sounds coming from the radio, and it's also overlaying with what was happening in the past or something?
Right. But
is that what's going on?
Yeah, because it's a crashed. It is like a blown up bunker, is what it is.
Right. They use. This is the same set they used on the Twilight Zone movie.
No, that shit got torn down.
Salted
was
and
that-
everything.
Yeah, was that a set or was that like real jungle?
I don't know. I guess it might have been real.
Either way, torn down.
It was,
Salted the earth.
What happened was real. Anyway, I
It
know
was
that
indeed.
much.
That's when the movies got a little too real. But so he realizes, you get to Rutger and he's like crawling around on the ground and you just hear him say like, I can't see anything. And he kind of like futzes around and he's walking. He's blind. He's clearly blind. And he hits this tripwire and gets pulled up in a net. And I'm like, how's he getting out of this?
Yeah.
Oh, the Ewoks have got him this time.
Oh, let's eat him. It's the weird Ewoks that speak English.
Yeah. Oh God, that's terrifying.
It's the fucking pre-Jedi Ewoks, man. It's sheer terror. No subtitles necessary. So I'm just like, all right, like he's finished. But instead he's like, brought to a village or whatever. You cut to him, he's got like leaves over his eyes. Someone's taking care of him. And I'm just like, how is he not being murdered?
Right.
Yeah,
he
why
would
is
have totally been murdered.
Oh yeah, he would have been, sliced and diced.
You don't see the fact that he's like rescued by kindly villagers.
Yeah.
You don't see him getting out of the thing. It just cuts to him with like shit over his eyes. And I'm like, you have to show like a little kid come out of the forest and be like, oh, I'll get you down or something like that. Because you get pulled up in a net in Vietnam, dude, you're done for.
Or like, unless it's like a lost tribe or like some crazy thing where like this village has been isolated. They don't know about the Viet Cong.
Well, I mean, they very well might be the way these people. I mean, like they're out of the way.
They do seem oddly untouched by the conflict.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, they kind of like they're kind of fucked up people. Like they
because they don't have dirt bikes and cars.
No, because like the tests of strength is cut in a squash.
Well, that's like basic training. That's like level 1.
Yeah, but it's what the master does. That's what your final thing is cut in the squash.
Listen, dude, to be blind and you have to stand in a room and hear for someone tossing a squash across a room and successfully dice it, that's fucking advanced level shit.
I would.
That's
I guess.
impressive. Let's see your ass do that.
Well,
Doubtful.
I'm not blind yet.
Well, I'll fix that shit.
This is like Daredevil.
I mean, this movie is like a ninja Daredevil. Is pretty much what's going on.
It's great. Yeah.
So these villagers start training him because I guess they realize like, okay, this guy's blind. He's got a hard road ahead. The least we can do is train him to be a ninja assassin.
Yeah, it just swordsmanship. It's. I don't know too much about culture, but but I'm wondering
Just in general, like all culture.
Vietnamese
Vietnamese? Vietnamese.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't realize I was podcasting with Ho Chi Minh.
I didn't realize I was podcasting with Larry the Cable Guy.
Well, you always are. He's always there, the specter.
Always in the
The
back.
specter, the chicken-smelling specter is always just hovering above.
Oh my God. Well, I was just wondering if they have this. I don't know if the swordsmanship would be similar to what they're showing on the screen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's weird too. Like, why are Vietnamese people training him to be
Like a
ninja
samurai.
assassin?
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Maybe they're like a lost Japanese.
Well,
group
that's
of
why
people.
I buy that it was just like some random tribe in the middle of Nam, and they just picked him up. They thought they were getting a hog or something.
Well,
but
there is-
like,
Get ready to eat, kids. We caught ourselves a hot. No, fuck! It's a blind white guy.
Rutger Hauer.
Dude, I guess it would depend upon like how hungry they were. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, all right, can everybody suck it up and eat this guy? Because I'll fix it.
well,
I'll
I think
fix
that's what
him
they
up.
cut out of the movie, and I kind of would have liked that.
A touch of
Well,
cannibalism.
no, just like a couple of guys, the elders of the tribe being like, "Look,
Yeah.
we could eat him, but that's just what's that going to do? 1 day, 2 days for our entire."
That's true. Eat a fish, you got a meal. Teach a man to fish, he eats forever.
There you
Whatever
go.
the fuck that saying is.
Yeah, I think Jesus.
Who's that guy? Oh yeah, Jesus. I butchered that Jesus quote.
Well, if it wasn't Jesus, it was one of his pals.
Yeah, somebody in his crew.
One of the dudes who wrote Jesus's lyrics, but crazy people still say that Jesus said it.
Which apostle of Jesus is his turtle?
Oh man, it's got to be maybe Paul.
Paul, I was going to say,
Right?
yeah.
Paul's the one you want to go to.
Really? Was he a crumb bum? He founded the church, didn't he? Or was that Peter? Wait, no. Peter's got the gates. Let's move along. We're ignorant about Christianity.
Listen,
And Vietnam.
Catholic school whipping boy Steve Zadek is not on this episode.
Yeah, he doesn't
to
have-
let us know which apostle would have been Jesus's turtle.
And which one would have been the crumb bum?
I know
No,
they're
first
all
of all,
great.
Jesus's turtle goes hand in hand with Jesus's crumb.
I suppose
it's the
that's true.
same apostle, whichever
Right.
one it is.
Right.
Maybe Peter. All right. So, we get like this training montage. You know, it's like not only will we teach you to walk around, we'll teach you to like defend yourself, and
Yeah.
because also it's not just like sword play and whatever else. Because you know he's just an army guy. Like they have to train him in like the martial arts.
Is that
He's
his
building
rank?
his senses.
Yeah,
You know,
his rank is army guy.
He's building his senses.
Right,
He's
how to
learning-
live as a
learning
blind man.
space. Yeah, you know. He learns swordsmanship by like hugging the guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like in like teen romance movies where it's like I'll teach you how to shoot pool.
Yeah, yeah.
Sexy lady, and
Yeah,
like
it's
the
kinda
dude
like
bends
that.
over, you know, to like you just got to
like-
put your arm like this. Or it's also used a lot with golf. More dangerous
Right.
films, maybe this is how you shoot a gun sexily. Just here's,
Oh,
or
yeah.
you know another one, aiming a bow and arrow.
I mean, but
That's-
that's a big one.
That's all over the Hunger Games. Sexy bow and arrow
Yes,
instruction.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
That's how you flirt.
So
Hey,
this guy,
take this weapon with me.
so this guy's flirting with Rutger Hauer so long that we flash forward to Rutger Hauer having a big old beard, and it's great.
20
yeah.
years. 20 years.
Well,
not yet.
Not yet. But
Oh, right.
But he's still deep in the jungle, and he gets
True.
that big blonde beard.
But he's like a regular in the village now. They stop.
yeah.
They stop yelling out like, "Hey, white man!"
Yeah.
it's like,
Right.
"Oh, there's Fred.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
He's a regular." You know.
Parker's his name, right? Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and eventually, so yeah, we get like the final thing. There's a crowd of people around, and someone hucks this squash or whatever, and he slices that thing up good.
And he graduates, so they send him back to the
Who wants to
USA.
roast root vegetables?
Yeah, no, exactly. The prize is you just eat that thing that you sliced
Yeah.
open.
Your dinner.
We do not know how he gets back to America. We
No.
just know that he does. It's 20 years later now.
He doesn't get back to America for 20 years because he's
Is that
presumed
the-
dead.
Oh, no, I know that, and he was on the wall and whatnot.
Right.
Wow, yeah. So he's fresh off the boat here?
Well, it's a little wishy-washy. I don't know.
I'm just assuming in that tribe they also gave him like Nightcrawler powers.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
why
mean, you
not?
mix that up there. They knew. I mean, they knew all the ninja skills. and
He's
I'm-
got the power to like run around like a scumbag filming dead people in car. Oh, you meant the X-Men. Oh, I'm
yes,
sorry.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I'm
not,
sorry.
Not Jake Gyllenhaal. No.
I'm
no,
sorry.
not play with murder scenes. No, no, not Rutger.
So he's just walking on the side of the street now in Florida, and this soundtrack, this score, this
Yes.
like 80s twangy 80s.
The Hard Target score reminded me very much of.
Yes, it is like roots fart rock.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You know,
It's
that's
so
kind of
good.
where we're at. And
it's got a little bit of a twang too.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it just tickles your ears
but
because
it's
like
so
southern rock.
synthetic too. It's got that synth to it. Oh, yeah, dude.
It should be like the law that all music is made like this.
I agree. I would
Let's
co-sign
pass some
that.
legislation.
Let's do it.
So then after we've been watching this blind man learn all these skills and, really be able to, make something of his life now has a lot to work with.
Yeah.
Now begins just blind man jokes. And we start with him almost stepping in dog shit.
Yeah, he walks right over that dog shit though. It's pretty great.
And then almost angering an alligator.
It's kind of great because this alligator is very cartoonish.
Yeah. It's just sitting there and he's just like, "Oh, thank you, doggy."
Yeah, he's like, "Good doggy." Because he hits it with his little walking stick and the alligator's just like, "Hey, good doggy." And he steps over it.
Hey, I'm just tanning here.
Yeah. On the side of the road because Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always because
Jesus,
Florida.
what a fucking death trap. And he makes his way to a restaurant, and he sits down, and he's getting himself a burrito. And this. Now, there's blind man jokes, and then the other thing in this movie is fucking with blind people.
Yeah.
Which I do not and I've never understood this. I've been around blind people a ton.
And you never fucked with them?
I've never fucked with them. This is the thing in movies all the time, in TV, where it's like, the wave your hand in front of the blind person, flip off the blind person.
You've never done that?
No.
I'm kidding. I never did it.
I'm a fucking human being. But it's just, I don't like the fascination with the blind kind of like someone, and it's with the blind because, like, you don't see in movies someone's like, oh, that guy's deaf. And someone sneaks up behind that person and is like, oh, like right behind them,
Sure.
But with blind people, it's
Not a lot of people die behind deaf people.
yeah, I realized that was the Chucky scream. But no one's ever like testing the deaf like that in movies that much. But blind people all the fucking time, waving hands in front of faces. You really blind, buddy? Are you really blind?
Well, that's what like everybody does it in this movie. It's like every other scene, even the fucking kid does it.
No one is believing in the blind.
The kid is the biggest offender.
Oh, my
And we'll
God.
get there, but let's talk about these burrito bags.
First
Because they're douchebags.
with this hot sauce fucking prank they pull,
Now,
man.
let me tell you something. I don't get offended by much in movies, but squandering a burrito for the purposes of an offensive, insensitive prank really steams my clams.
Yeah, you do not mess with a burrito.
He's got a
Burrito's
delicious
sacred
Burritos or
thing.
Yep.
you know what? Burritos, tacos, and quesadillas, as far as I'm concerned. You don't go near them.
I'll co-sign that legislation.
Thank you.
Write your congressman.
We can get the
Right,
Senate
yeah.
on board. We've got this.
They
Yeah.
can't agree on important things, so let's send him shit like
Hey,
this.
the House just passed Iran nuclear test. We can do whatever we want, man. We can get these burritos in.
Well, shit, man. I don't know. With the Republicans controlling things now up there, I don't know.
I'm not going to let you pass legislation about Mexican food.
Yeah, they're going to try to deport our burritos.
That's sad. I don't want to think about
We
that.
want
That's
amnesty
sad.
for the burritos.
Yeah, we want.
So this
To keep
poor
them.
this poor burrito, right? Like he's about to bite into this delicious burrito. And this asshat comes up and he's just like, "Oh, hey there, buddy. You need some hot sauce on that burrito." And it's like, here's mild or fucking, rat poison. And he's like, "Oh, I guess I'll take mild. Thank you." And the guy, of course, puts in the super spicy. There's a skull and crossbones on it.
A bowl full.
Yeah.
Drowns this thing.
Like pure cap or something like that. And then Rutger Hauer takes a bite, and it's like, and all these dudes start laughing their balls off.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Just laughing.
Yeah.
And then he turns it, though, because he's a badass, and he's like, oh, actually, it's a little mild for my taste kind of a thing.
And he finishes that fucking burrito.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then so, like, they start messing with a lady, and her purse goes flying, and he picks it up, and they're like, give me the purse back, blind guy. And he's like, no, that's okay, and beats the shit out of these dudes, Daredevil style. It's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
It's pretty great. And he does the stumble, like he's pretending like he's stumbling, but he's beating the shit out of people.
Yes, it's the I'm gonna like mess with you, like a little bit of like drunken master.
It's almost like a Jacques
Yeah.
Tati move. Like he's just kind of like, oh, did I do that? Whoa.
he flops out of a folding chair and kicks someone in the teeth. It's so awesome, and that's when that's the moment when I was like, oh, it's this movie. Oh, absolutely, I'm on board. I'm on board from burrito scene 1
Yeah, man.
with this movie.
But
And-
we don't got any like big cuts with this fight.
no,
Save-
yeah, he's
oh.
not even using the sword yet.
No, this is just like a staff at this
Well,
point.
he's on his way to Meg Foster's house.
Right, so he rolls up to the old Foster residence, and
Now, did she date Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, they are. I guess they are the same thing.
I
But
have no idea.
I think she did, but
I would wager Sylvester Stallone, just because I think Arnold was married to Maria Shriver for a very long time. But I have no knowledge of her dating either beef.
I was just thinking of.
I don't know her dating history. I mean, she was in movies with Roddy
No,
Piper
I remember
and Dolph
just reading
Lundgren.
like when I was reading trivia about her at some point. I
Oh.
read something about one of them.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
She's in Lords of Salem, is she not? Is she not the witch in the main?
Yes, I do
Yes.
believe that is Meg Foster.
And I wanted to do a shout out for Lords of Salem because it's the best thing. In
Yeah, I'll
the
keep
history of
plugging that
whatever,
movie.
yeah.
4 years on, what the hell? It's great. He's got a new movie coming out that It already has distribution. It's not even made yet.
Oh, really?
It's called 31 or something like that.
Oh, because he was going to do the Blob for so long. Never mind. Let's get into it.
Someone else is doing the Blob because Sam Jackson just got cast.
Oh,
as the
yeah, I
main
did
character.
see that.
Get this motherfucking Blob out of my motherfucking movie theater.
I think it's Simon West, by the way.
Oh, is Simon West
I think
directing
it's
it?
a Simon West movie.
I see. So he goes to Meg Foster's house and he's looking for renowned character actor Terry O'Quinn, who I've been noticing early on in movies is being credited as Terrence O'Quinn.
It's a Terrence O'Quinn.
And he is mustacheless in this movie, and you can fucking keep it.
Goodbye.
I mean,
Say it.
he's mustacheless as John Locke on Lost, but like when I think of like Terry O'Quinn in anything else but Lost, I'm like, he's got to have that mustache.
Yeah.
He's got a mustache when he plays a character. He plays a super soldier on the X-Files in season 9, but he's also in the X-Files movie as a different character.
Look, if he's not going to have a mustache,
Right.
just get David Morse.
Wow. David Morse is the mustacheless equivalent of Terry O'Quinn.
That's what you need.
You're getting the same caliber of excellent older man character.
So,
acting.
I'm glad we're getting to the bottom of something.
Dude, we hate movies. Clearing up questions. Left and right. So he's like, hey, I'm looking for your husband. And she's like, well, we got divorced and he lives in Reno.
Right, Mr. Devereaux.
Yes.
Devereaux.
So she's like, come on in, war buddy.
And don't we, before this, see him being hung from a building?
Oh, he is being dangled Suge Knight style.
Right. Yeah, like a casino with this evil Western businessman. Mr. Devereaux, you're going to cook us that meth.
And the guy who has a name, but his nickname's Tex, and I've just always called him Tex, who's in every movie.
Oh, yes.
I just know him as Tex.
Tex Cobb or something?
I don't know.
Ty Cobb. Are we talking about the gentleman that plays the bounty hunter in Raising Arizona?
Yes. Slag.
Slag
In this movie.
Slag.
Yes.
Slag it is.
Slag it is.
Right, he was also in one of the Naked Guns.
It's the
In
third
prison,
one, maybe?
In prison?
I don't remember. He is in a Naked Gun movie.
Yes.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
Tex whatever.
Tex. I'm just calling him Tex.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the internet ticker.
Because you can't take it.
The thing is, so the other side of this movie is Terry O'Quinn.
Chris Cobb and Randall Tex Cobb.
Oh, really?
I said Cobb.
Well, you guys, wow, the powers combined right here.
Dude, we are Captain Idiot. Our powers combined. So, yeah, the whole thing is Terry O'Quinn's kind of been, like, held captive by this drug lord and forced to do, like, Heisenberg work.
Yeah.
So it's like
And it is
season.
blue, by the way.
It's blue. It's totally blue meth.
Blue meth. This is the Breaking Bad.
Stole it.
Yes.
Ripped it
Hey,
right off.
Completely.
I'm sorry, Vince Gilligan. I love you, but let me see your VHS copy of Blind Fury.
You're
right.
signed.
Honestly,
VHS.
I gotta
Signed by Terry O'Quinn.
I gotta say, guys, this past week, I feel like Vince Gilligan is not all he's cracked up to be.
Why? What else happened?
He came.
What else happened to you this week with Vince Gilligan?
He came in third on Celebrity Jeopardy.
Oh wait, you said he got housed by someone who he shouldn't have.
Neil Flynn.
Neil Flynn,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah, from the janitor from Scrubs and the guy in the middle.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
I
those
believe
8
he's-
people out there watching the middle.
Yeah, I believe he's a Second City guy. Going
Yeah,
back.
he's a big improv guy.
You
Yeah.
might remember him from The Fugitive.
Give him Sean the Fugitive. Of course I do.
Which did what's his face direct The Fugitive? No, he directed at least Clear and Present Danger.
Phillip Noyce, yeah, he did Clear and Present.
All right, yeah.
And I think Patriot Games as well.
Getting my Harrison Ford movies mixed up. So Terry O'Quinn's being held captive in the penthouse of a Reno casino, and he's being forced to cook blue meth.
Oh,
he's like
it's not a penthouse. It's like a janitor's closet.
but it's on the penthouse level.
It's the janitor's closet on the penthouse level.
Yes. And he's cooking that sweet, sweet blue dream.
Getting visited by this showgirl who comes into this movie for no reason.
Well, I think she's his girlfriend. Actually,
Is she?
I think that's what
Yeah,
we're
I
led to believe.
Okay.
Yes, I think yes, because they sort of hint that they live together, even though he's been fucking kidnapped and put in this janitor's
Yeah,
closet
like-
for most of the movie.
This is what happens when you're a chemist in America.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Better look out.
Unless you want to go work for Big Pharma.
Right. Yeah, you either make boner pills or you make fucking
Blue meth for
Yeah.
some Reno tycoon.
Yeah, both are totally blue. And what is the kingpin's name here? MacCready or something?
I think it's MacCready. It's
Uh,
almost always MacCready.
Yeah, well, it's also sort of a vague drug trade, except the situation is he's terrible at being like a kingpin.
He's awful at it.
and he's in debt to like other mafia or something.
Well, he's like the loser of the group. Like on
so
the
awesome.
on the strip.
Yeah, MacCready,
they-
by the way.
They are making fun of him at all the big like union meetings that they've got.
Well, let's point out first of all, not for nothing, we're in Reno and not Las Vegas.
Oh,
okay,
yes.
so Reno. If
Well,
you
even for shitty, I mean, we'll get to it, but even for shitty casinos, this place looks like a Denny's.
yeah, you're getting home fries wherever you turn.
It's really gross. But anyway,
So we cut back to Florida, and it's like, yeah, we got a divorce. He talked about you all the time. His picture is still up. Oh, by the way, you're presumed dead, and you're on the Vietnam War Memorial Wall. All this stuff, and they're just kind of chatting, catching up. The shit-eating kid comes in, and this is the kid, by the way, played JT on Step by Step.
really,
And we have talked about this kid before because he
Whoa.
was, yeah, because he's also.
he's been a piece of shit somewhere else.
Yeah, he's the piece of shit. He's the kid in Ford Fairlane
Wow.
that the Dice Man adopts at the end of the movie.
Oh my god.
That's this guy.
Oh my god.
Interesting trivia about this kid.
Please.
While shooting some season of Step by Step, he was involved in a traffic incident where he was shot in both arms.
What?
How does that even happen?
I don't know, but he thought it was a great idea to put this on his IMDb profile.
What?
That and he dropped out of acting and he's like working at a gas station.
That is.
Wait. In his IMDb bio,
Yes.
He
it
updates
says
that
that.
he's in a gas station.
It's a gas station owned by his parents.
Wait a second.
So says his IMDb bio.
So-
Why would
you know what?
somebody update that?
I'm saying
I don't know.
Leave it a dream, man.
that might be true, but it's not him putting it up there.
Yeah,
it's people,
no, it was some mean person.
Yeah, people that hate his guts, some townies.
Oh, I saw JT from Step by Step working at a gas station. Better go update IMDb. If that's the case, that person's the biggest loser on the planet.
Yes.
Yeah, they're out there.
Updating JT's IMDb profile.
Oh, they're out there. They'll do it.
So anyway, there's a knock at the door, a little rat-a-tat-tat, and these two police officers just barge into this house, and I'm like, well, that's fake police. Like,
Yeah.
it's clearly fake police because, like, and here's the thing. If you're dressing up like a police officer, as a criminal, if
Yeah.
you're dressing up as a police officer to, like, fool somebody.
Also, a great idea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Try
Wait,
it out.
are they not? I thought they were corrupt cops.
No, I think. Well,
I think they're phony baloney police officers.
I think they are phony baloney, but
Okay.
but there is a chance. There's always a chance that they're a corrupt cop because that line.
I mean,
between
it could.
cop
I mean,
and
it just
criminal-
could be the bad acting. I'm not gonna tell you it couldn't be.
Yeah,
that.
you know what? It might be the bad acting, but well, you would think if it's a trained police officer, even if he's crooked, you're going to come to the door, you're going to do everything right.
Yeah.
You're going to be how Joe Pesci pretends to be a cop in the
And I
first
guess-
Home Alone.
And I
Exactly.
guess you're not going to be followed by a cigar chomping fucking stonehead.
Yeah, you're not being followed around by a man named Slag. Yes, that's correct. And so they really aren't great at like keeping the facade up for very long.
No.
Like they barge in like, "Where's the kid, bitch?" And she's like, "What?" And they're like, we need to talk to your son. He may have been witness to a crime." And she's like, "Oh, okay. I thought you called me a bitch for a second." And they're looking around for the kid, and then Rutger Hauer like smells evil on these
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he knows the thing here, and it's all like what seems to be the problem officer, and then again, not keeping up the facade. In runs Slag, and he's just breaking in, and so like Rutger Hauer assumes, or she assumes that he's a detective because he's wearing this cheap suit and he's not dressed like a police officer,
right.
and they get into it.
Oh my god! And
This is where, if I was like if an ounce of my soul was on the fence about this movie, this scene hammers it home. Because you realize his walking stick is also a sword.
And you realize Slag is actually shooting Meg Foster with a shotgun.
Yes.
Dude, that's how this thing kicks off. It's like, oh yeah, shotgun. And I'm like, oh, Meg Foster's in this movie. That's cool. Nope, not making it out
Not
of this
for
scene.
long.
Dude, we're not even at like 15 minutes. She's blasted
Cameo
away.
performance.
And the cops are like, hey, man, we didn't sign up for this. But the blind man is a witness to the crimes.
And I think even they are doing the little wave across the face thing.
Oh, everyone's awful. Oh, by the way, jeez, do we mention that Billy flips him off?
Oh yeah,
Right
the kid
prior
flips
to
him
this?
off and
Before
he grabs
all this,
his
yeah,
hand.
that's
And then
how
he
he's
runs out.
announced. That's how you announce your secondary character, man.
Yep.
I'm a shithead.
Yep. This kid kind of sucks.
Oh, yeah, big time. So anyway, that kid's already gone. And here we have 3 guns pointed at Rutger Hauer, and he's got his walking stick, and he's pulling it up. Oh, boy, what comes out of that?
Sword Town. We're
Yeah.
going to Sword Town.
And what happens? Completely severs one of these cops' hands.
And what's awesome, it's like muscle memory of the hand.
Yeah.
The hand fires the gun post-severing.
Yeah, it's on the floor, and it shoots a bullet. Oh, God, it's great. And then he just slashes these other fuckers up.
Oh, man. The one guy gets, like, jacked up against the wall, and Rutger Hauer, like, just pulls that up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Just that, just get that sword right up into that rib cage. This dude's dead instantly.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
dude,
no,
all those bones are
that's what
gone.
the second cop is hilarious to me because first he gets him up against a wall, and he like does the old like back forth thing,
Yes.
and
Chris just acted it out for
I acted it out. I don't know why I did that.
I
but-
wasn't even looking, so I still have no idea.
Oh,
what
it was-
do it again. Oh, yeah, the old,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to slash one way and then slash the
the
other
other
way
way.
across
It's
your chest.
the under upper.
But because like they don't like it's a the uniform is like dark blue, you can't see blood, so it just looked like he was having a heart attack suddenly.
Yeah, no, he's not having a heart attack, though. His insides are falling out onto the floor.
because he comes back out for him.
Who?
he-
Slag does.
The
Slag, because...
No. The second cop comes back out.
Oh, before he gets jacked up against the wall?
Yeah, after that he comes back.
Oh, Jesus. What
And
is
he gets,
fucking
like-
T-1000?
No, he gets like well, I'm gonna do the movement again where
Oh, right. He takes the sword and, like, Rutger Hauer does the cool, like,
Under
he's
his
not
arm.
even looking,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, shoots it backwards. That's what you're
And
right.
then
That's
gets
when he
him.
gets the guy.
Oh,
Oh, it's
yeah.
all awesome, you guys.
It
It's
was
all
fantastic.
awesome.
It
Don't
was-
worry
it
about
was-
it.
See,
pretty
it's, you know,
wonderful.
it's so awesome. It's confusing because there's a sword flying around. You don't know what's happening.
The fight choreography in this movie is really impressive.
It's great. This
It's
is better
really,
than-
really well done.
This is better than your Age of Ultrons and all your other your other fighter movies.
Let me tell you something. This movie cost $180 million less than The Age of Ultron. Action scenes you can follow.
Yeah,
Like, I liked that movie, but I'm not getting dizzy watching Blind Fury.
No.
I know where every character is at all times. On the screen, where they're standing on the the set.
yeah. I mean, I kind of miss the back in the old days when I could just watch a 40-year-old man hit someone with a sword. Instead, I got to watch a green monster get punched with a space arm.
do you also miss big band music?
Sometimes, if it's a raucous evening, I've had a couple drinks.
Eric really misses the year 1998. That fucking big
This is-
band revival. Oh,
Cranking
what
the
a,
Vitrola.
Man,
what a time to be alive.
Back then, man, when I was traveling around following the Brian Setzer Orchestra across the country.
So anyway, Meg Foster's dying words are like, my ex-husband's in Reno.
Yeah.
Take the kid there. Avenge me. Dead. And I'm like, wow. Adios, Meg Foster. Thought we had more time with your beautiful gray eyes.
Well, but now we also know that like Terrence O'Quinn
yeah.
and Rutger Hauer were in Nam together, and like he was the one that
Yeah, Terry O'Quinn's kind of like responsible for the blinding for
Yeah,
some
that's-
reason. I didn't understand that.
he was a complete coward, and then he got blinded.
Is that what happened?
That's-
Terry O'Quinn
I
like pussied out about something?
Yeah,
and
that's what
Rutger,
it sounded like.
Right,
Rutger lost his
they were
sight?
like juggling a grenade or something. And
That's not what happened. It was a sneak attack.
Right. Well, and
Grenade juggling.
They were playing with phosphorus, the flares. They were just joking around with
I
one
was
another.
trying to show him how cool it is when you burn certain compounds and they make different colored flames.
No,
and then I just lit gunpowder on fire.
No, seriously, I could put it in my ass. Come look closer, and that's how it happens.
you had to
Oh, man.
pass the time somehow.
If you blind your best friend in war by lighting a fart on fire, that's embarrassing.
It's probably happened.
That's shameful.
I think, yeah.
They got to take you to the Hague for that.
You know what? That's a dishonorable discharge.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't think the
Dude,
Hague necessarily.
Can we just all stop for a second and acknowledge the dual joke that was dishonorable discharge?
Yes.
You're welcome, everyone. Thank you. Actually, I'm going to leave now on a high note.
So Rutger takes this kid, and the kid kind of just goes quietly at first. Like, all right, fine. He's like, where's my mom? And he's like, don't worry about that now. We just have to get going. And the kid's like, all right, we'll
Sure.
pick this up again later.
Oh, sure, stranger.
And then, we proceed the first of many scenes of people riding on a bus in this movie. We're on public transportation an awful lot in this movie.
And there's a thing where he almost gets busted by a cop, but then
Because the kid's making a scene in the bus station, and this police officer comes up like, hey, is everything right over? Right over here? And Rutger Hauer touches this dude's chest, and he's like, sure is. And he feels around for the badge, and he's like, officer. If you're not wearing a badge in that situation, right, and he's feeling your chest, I'd be like, all right, blind guy, I get it, but what are you doing?
I'd be like,
What are you feeling around for?
I'd be like, yo, if someone like Rutger Hauer did that to me, I'd be like, well, my apartment's not too far from here.
feel like the
You
prom
know?
queen for once.
Yeah.
So probably the most famous scene in this movie, I guess internet famous, is because this is the scene that sold me on doing this episode.
Yeah.
They're at a bus stop, or the bus is pulled over, taking a
Yeah,
bathroom
they've gotten
break or
on the
whatever.
bus. They're on the bus to go to.
We're taking a bus from Florida to Reno,
That is
Nevada,
a
by the way.
long fucking ride.
Yeah, listeners not familiar with American geography, Jesus Christ, that's a long time to be on a bus.
And they don't account for it in the movie.
No, not really. All of a sudden,
Again, Nightcrawler.
yeah. All of a sudden, it's now leaving Alabama, and you're just like, Jesus, that's already
That's
really fucking 20 hours on a bus.
You're on a bus. Man, the smell.
Yeah, a bus coming from the swamp of Florida. People eager to go to Reno, Nevada.
Yeah, it's not good.
Plug it up, Bruno.
Smell-o-vision.
So, oh man. So we make a pit stop and we're refueling or whatever's going on. It's pouring rain outside. And Rutger Hauer slips in the mud. And you're like, Jesus, that's embarrassing. This poor, blind guy falls in the mud.
He takes it hard, man.
Well, what's great is the kid, like an asshole's laughing at him. And then this kid eats shit too, which is awesome.
Right, because the kid then runs out there and he fucking face plants on the dirt.
It's amazing. It's just what this kid had coming.
Mm-hmm. And then he starts crying and
And that's
flipping
what.
out.
No, you know what? There is no sweeter treat for me in a movie than when a shitty kid who's being a dick about something goes to be arrogant in some way and hurts themselves or whatever, and then starts crying.
No,
Oh yeah.
doesn't he-
Who's so tough now?
Doesn't
little
he
kid?
trip him
Who?
with the cane?
Oh, does he really?
He does.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Does he?
Yeah, it's like a little
Oh,
fuck
dude.
you.
Swift justice.
This ninja shit, man. Blink and you miss it. This is some great
no,
stuff.
because-
Yeah, totally. Were you watching this on a quarter of the speed?
No, it's just watching the movie.
He was slowing it down to catch the night crawling.
Swan it.
I
Wow.
like that.
This is
it's-
where he teleports. I
the
swear.
verb is night crawling. By the way, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
To catch the night crawling.
And then the kid says something about, oh God, he says that he might get pneumonia, but the way he pronounces it, do you remember this? It's like
No, what does he say?
ammonia or something.
Ammonia.
Jesus.
Maybe I was drunk, but I think that happens. And then the kid does this is the famous
He
part, man.
picks up this gumball-sized rock, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, hey, they gave me a piece of candy. Want it?" And he's like, "Yeah, okay." And Rutger Hauer, at this point, you've been blind for 2 decades. Okay, if someone's gonna give you something to eat, don't open your mouth like a baby bird. Like, put your hand out.
At the village, maybe they fed him like that.
Oh, I guess that could be. Yeah, actually, you do see him being fed by the villagers, hand to mouth.
But also, this kid's been nothing but a piece of shit to you.
Yeah.
Like, from beginning to end, and I understand it's a kid and you have to be understanding and everything, but, like, why do you think, like, really, honestly, even if a kid's, like, been a shit to you this whole day, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, here's a piece of candy.
Yeah, the shit tap has not been plugged just yet. So he puts a rock in Rutger Hauer's mouth, and then Rutger Hauer pretends to swallow it, and the kid's like mortified. And then he spits it back at him and nails him right in the noggin. Oh, yeah, take that, kid. Take it. Once again, eat shit. JT, you little monster. God, it's awesome.
I mean, in Andrew's defense, this kid is pretty obnoxious in this movie, and he's really overdoing it.
And you know what's kind of weird? Like, they're just getting on that bus covered in mud.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
It's really, really gross. And I mean, again, that's a long trip you still got ahead of you. Because this is just in Alabama, right? Or
It's
am I
like right when they cross over. It's not specified, but
Yeah.
odds are they still had a long way to go.
time and a lot of not washing to do.
So there's a little bit of like a flashback thing going on. Not a flashback so much as like, he's like, so you were friends with my dad, and he kind of goes into it like, you know, we were friends. Oh no, it's literally a flashback. This is where you see what happens.
Right.
And he's like, you know, yeah, your dad and I like met in basic training. We were fast friends, blah, 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 blah. Then, you know, we learned we were coming home or whatever the situation was.
It was the night before they were going to go home.
Right.
Yeah,
And-
2 days away from retirement from Army.
And like, it's really like they're treated as like really like assholes. Like they're setting off fireworks in this fucking like this tiny bear. Like, I'm sorry, you're in Vietnam still. Like,
Yeah.
if I know tomorrow is the day, but like, really, like setting off fireworks and stuff like that, and like, not to say they deserve what happens here.
But so someone throws a mortar in and the place goes to shit.
Right. That's why I thought they were juggling grenades. Okay.
Well, yeah, they were playing a little grab ass
Yeah,
in
they're
the
playing grab
barracks.
ass with
and,
fireworks.
You know, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all. You know, just tossing fireworks around like you do.
Yeah. And
And
then,
so they pull over. See, this is the thing. This movie, a little bit of a lag, like not a slow start, but a little bit of a lag once we get going into the second act kind of a thing. Because we're just making another pit stop. And this is the pit stop where the kid gets out and he's like kind of buddies with Rutger now. And he's
Well,
like,
the story kind of
Yeah,
bonded them.
exactly.
Yeah.
the story did exactly what it was supposed to do. Made this kid fall for it. But so he's like, he runs to a payphone and Rutger like hangs up on him and he's like, hey, I got to call my mom. And he's like, your mom's dead.
Well, it's amazing. He goes down. He's like, look, Billy, I got something to tell you. And then they do this crane shot like it's the end of the Majestic.
that's a good reference.
And like it did, like he goes running off. He goes running off into the cornfields.
Yeah, so all of a sudden we're north by northwesting here for a little bit. And this is when Slag and this is what I appreciate about Slag. He does not outsource his goons. He hires local talent.
Oh, that wasn't the Suicide Squad?
It was not the Suicide Squad.
The truck full of hillbillies? I was certain that was
Well,
the Suicide Squad.
That who knows how that movie's going to turn out? But if Tex Cobb was in it, yeah, I would be more excited.
Oh,
for
I'd be
that.
way more. Him as the gator person.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course.
I'm Gator Man or something. Well, they got
Uh,
Killer Croc.
Killer
That's
Croc,
what it
that's
is,
who
yeah.
I'm thinking
Oh,
about.
that's what you meant when you said
Gator Man.
Oh, okay. So we're running through these cornfields, and this is what I appreciate about Slag. He's hiring the local talent
Yeah.
because he's a big Reno so and so of the Reno mafioso.
And we don't even know really how he's tracked them down.
No,
No.
it is completely not explained at all.
I imagine it's kind of like wildling calls. Like he just goes into like the middle of town and just does like a wah,
Right. And then other hillbillies.
yeah,
like, be
hillbilly
like,
call out.
Yep.
Oh, I saw a kid.
So all of a sudden, the banjo is flipping the fuck out, and we are hillbilly hunting this kid in the cornfield. And Rutger Hauer, again, just using his hearing powers
good.
to daredevil these people. He tricks a dude into shooting another dude awesome.
Yeah.
Then just straight up murders the other guy. Really? Oh, this is the guy I think that he jams it in and then pulls the sword up, thus cutting him in half.
Yeah,
there's a couple of those as we'll get to the end.
I mean, it's just amazing.
he fertilizes those crops.
Oh, Jesus.
Because when you die, you also shit.
Yes. That's
So
why
it's double, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a weird moment where we cut back to MacCready, and it's like, so Slag messed up or whatever. This guy's a ninja or something, boss. And he's like, then get me Bruce Lee. And this guy's just like, Bruce Lee's dead. And he's like, all right, well, get me Bruce Lee's brother.
A martial artist, perhaps, sir?
Yeah. You're just like, Jesus Christ, MacCready. Come on.
Bruce Lee's brother.
Yeah, get me Fred Lee. Gotta take this guy out. So we make it to Reno, like after this cornfield incident, and then they're instantly kidnapped by Nick Cassavetes and another guy.
Oh, by the way, this is my favorite. Nick Cassavetes is Lyle. The other guy, Tector.
Oh, Tector. Yeah,
Tector is this
Tector?
name. Tector is the name.
Lyle and Tector. It's a reference to some big Western movie that I can't think of right now. Lyle and Tector are characters in other movies.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, but
So we got a shared cinematic universe.
Oh.
I think that's what we're led to believe. Blind Fury and whatever movie I don't know if it's Magnificent Seven
And
or
the
what
Naked
it is.
Spur.
So they put the kid and Rutger Hauer in this van. They're kidnapping them. And they got Nick Cassavetes, this dude Tector, and then the lady friend.
Yes.
Showgirl. I guess she was used as bait or something. I don't really remember what the situation was.
Like, she's staying at this house. I think she is bait. Like, I think she's just like to get them in the door.
Right.
But I don't like again, they don't really make it clear exactly what her relationship to Terry O'Quinn is. Like, she just kind of like goes in and says hi to him once.
Oh, it's a Wild Bunch reference.
Oh, yes. There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Lyle and Tector are Wild Bunch people.
So, they have all three of them. And so in the back are the kid, Billy, and Parker.
Yes. And so the sword gets through. This is an amazing trick that Rutger Hauer's character pulls off here, because the sword gets thrown out the window, and Rutger's just like, start counting.
Yeah.
Count out loud. And the kid's like, okay.
But did we notice before then that two things? One, Lyle cuts his finger and makes...
Oh, grossest line I've heard in a while.
Makes the show grow. What's the line?
Lick my wound. Like, he cuts his thumb, and then he's like, hey, baby doll, I'm bleeding. How about you lick my wound?
Also, check your ear. AIDS.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, so she's got it.
Yeah, like...
And meanwhile, in the back...
then, like...
It gets worse, though, because she does it.
Yeah.
And then she starts biting him, and he's like, oh, fuck yeah, harder. Oh, yeah, baby, this is fantastic.
Like,
and
whoa,
poor
boy.
Tector's just driving this van like, I didn't sign up for that. Fuck that.
I know, I mean, we're brothers, but, like, man, no.
No, you promised me no wound licking.
Thankfully, by now, Rutger Hauer has freed himself of his chains and has started to set shit on fire in the back of this truck.
I love this. Like, just the sheer not giving a shit about how you get out, just so long as you get out the van.
Yeah.
They're like, how are we going to get out of here? And he's like, just start stuff on fire. They'll figure it out.
Hey, Billy, did you hear about what happened in Waco, Texas?
I'm gonna caress these motherfuckers.
You want a blaze? Let's make a blaze.
So this van's on fire, and they pull over, and they open the door, and this kid's hitting him in the mouth with a fire extinguisher. They're getting the foam all in their mouth, and then, like, he chucks it at Nick Cassavetes and knocks him unconscious. What happens to the other guy? How's he get knocked down?
I think
I think Rutger Hauer had knocked him with the door.
Oh yeah, that's a good move.
And then they grab the car. The lady,
van.
Yeah, the van. They grab the van, and now the woman's driving, and they have to turn around and go back, and he makes Billy count the count
Exact same
backwards
Yeah.
to get to the point where they can find the cane.
Yeah, he stopped at like 34 or something like that, and he's like, "All right, stop the van, and we're just gonna get out and look for this." And then, you know what I would have appreciated right here? This is where like, why are we going back for this sword? Little bit of sword backstory. This movie is only like 86 minutes long.
Yeah.
I could have used like 4 minutes
Sure.
of sword backstory, like. I got this from the people that rescued me in Vietnam, is something like
Well,
that.
actually, I kind of like the training sequence. I kind of wanted more. Again, like I get it. Cutting the squash is quite enthralling, but
Dude, let's see you do it.
I understand. I'm never gonna have that chance.
Oh yeah, you're
But
goddamn
still,
right you won't.
I find cutting a vegetable to be the highest thing of martial art. It's just a little silly.
It was like that what happened to him. It was like a good rescue Dawn. It was like, oh, that worked out for me.
I guess
Yeah, this dude had no little Dieter experience. That's for sure.
Well, yes.
That's for sure.
Yeah, he looked out there.
What would impress you if they hucked a fucking pig at him and he cut that in half?
A live pig?
Yeah.
Or maybe if they hucked Steve Zahn at him. Like he was
Then
another
Christian
Oh,
Bale
yeah.
just cut him in
It's
half.
like they made him cut up other POWs.
No, like I just want a norm like defeat your master type scene.
Right. Okay.
That's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about nothing crazy here.
Well, that's what's sort of nice about this training thing because, like, there's no clear-cut master. It's all like the village coming together to be like, yeah, we're going to help this guy.
well, the one guy is training him. It's the one guy is the guy who is like.
Well,
training
you
with
got to
the
have a
sword.
guy who's like managing
Sure.
the outfit.
So, Chris, you wanted him to get to the point where he would strike down this master?
Yes.
Well, yeah, now-
and become the lord of the village. Then.
Oh, wow. He should never come home.
So then, like, they get the sword, and he accidentally steps on this woman's glasses. And at this point, these two hoodlums have stolen a car from an old lady.
From these old ladies, and that's a great moment because they're just like, what?
And then, well, no, it's awesome because this badass granny, like, stands up and pulls a, like, revolver out of her
Remington.
purse.
It's a god killer, man.
It's
just-
amazing.
It's right out of Dirty Harold.
And she's just like, suck this, dirt bags, and just like starts firing at this car and like blows out the back windshield. And I'm like, this movie's so awesome. Even the grandmas are kicking ass.
And then in the background, Sly's like, "Mom, stop shooting."
Oh man! What a movie.
so this lady's like, okay, well, I can't drive without my glasses. And Rutger Hauer's idea is, well, I can. The kid'll just navigate. Cut to speeding through downtown Reno with a blind guy driving, which, hello, this movie, 1989, A Certain Scent of a Woman, 1992.
There's even more connections we'll get to later.
Oh, yeah.
But this scene is crazy because Lyle and Tector are now brandishing firearms, shooting at this van in broad daylight downtown.
Yeah, in the middle of day traffic.
So we're going through these streets, like firing wildly. And it's like, what? I was kind of wondering what's more dangerous at this point, the gunfire or this blind man driving a van through crowded city streets?
I don't know. He's almost like knocking this one guy off the road, and the guy's like, "Oh, hey, what are you, blind?"
And he just
Well,
looks. He turns and he's like, "As a matter of fact, I am." and
he also
the guy
says-
like puts on the brake, like, "Go ahead."
Rutger Howard also says, "What's your problem?"
Yeah, he's like, "Yes, I am. What's your problem?"
Well, the best thing is that the woman, the reason the woman isn't driving is because she lost her glasses, and she's like, "I'm blind without my glasses." He's actually blind.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What shit's gonna be a little fuzzy for you? This guy's blind as a bat.
Oh my god! And he does have sonar, so that does help a little bit.
A little bit.
But they come like inches away from like crashing into a brick wall, which is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, and it's one of those like Billy yells, "Stop!" and then Rutger Howard slams on those brakes to the point where it instantly stops
Yeah.
right before impact.
So they get away. They get to this woman brings them to a safe house where there's like another friend. And now it's very smart what this movie does at this point because this movie knows this kid totally sucks.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, listen, hang out here on the movie sidelines while I go do some really cool shit without you. And I was like, oh my God, this movie has the brains to ditch the kid for a little bit. Awesome. And he goes to like the hotel where he knows, MacCready works and whatever. And
Right.
The Denny's.
The casino.
it's the casino.
The Denny's slots.
Denny's casino and 24-hour breakfast.
Yeah, and you can get a room if you find a dame you like.
No bed.
Talk about a grand slam breakfast.
Just a blanket and pillows.
I'm going to give you the moon over Miami. Oh, excuse me, my hammy.
There's a weird moment where he's sitting at a roulette table. And
This is great.
They do did you guys notice this for a second? They do a special effect to like show you how he can hear them from across the room. Because like he's sitting at this roulette table and you see MacCready and Slag and everybody like way off in the distance.
Yeah.
And you can hear what they're saying, but it's like kind of garbled with an audio filter.
Yeah.
And as you hear Rutger Hauer like listening to them, you see him listening to them from across the room. And it's like, wah. It's like, all right, that's like he's got superpowers. This movie confirms.
Murdocking. He's Matthew Murdocking.
And as they get closer, the effect wears off and you just hear them talking normally. They don't recognize him. They haven't met him yet. And so he's just kind of gambling. And I don't understand. He's gambling for a really long time. He's made a lot of money at this roulette table.
He's casing the joint, man.
Is that what he's just sitting there getting a lay of the land?
I think so. And it's like, I'm going to wait until,
I'm going to build up my empire here.
Yeah, wait till I, hear MacCready come too close or something, and then I'll strike or whatever.
And this is where we hear a little more about like MacCready's problems, where it's like he has to sell these drugs to get out of debt he owes on the casino because the casino's been losing a lot of money or something. Like worst vague drug trade operator ever.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. And so they notice like, oh, this dude's doing really well at the table. I think maybe this is why he does it to like get their attention or something.
Right.
And then he hears like this beeping thing going off, and you're like, what is that noise? And they're gambling and gambling and gambling, and the beeping is getting louder. And then Rutger takes out this sword.
Well, they changed the guy.
A dude swaps out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so it's a new guy who's dealing or dropping the ball and taking the bets or whatever. And he hears the beeping, and he swipes at this guy's pocket, and a little like indicator thing is in his pocket.
Right. It says like the number it actually landed on.
Yes.
And then he uses the sword then to flip up the roulette thing, instantly exposing the con. Like
Yes.
in like two swipes of a sword, he exposes the fraudulent casino to everyone in the room.
It's amazing. Like they have like a magnetic thing going on with the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it's amazing because what happens next is one of my favorite parts of this movie. It's a good old fashioned casino flip out. Because everyone is just like, they're fleecing us. And everyone starts like flipping tables and
punching
grabbing
dealers.
Oh my God. It's mass hysteria.
Yeah, chips are flying, and then Lyle and Tector finally catch up, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on in the boss's casino?" So they're just preoccupied punching random customers in the face.
Yeah, they got to punch their way through it, actually.
And he's also overheard the keypad to this like private elevator to get up to the penthouse
Yeah.
or whatever, because he's searching for Terry O'Quinn at this point. And he's heard, or the lady has said like they keep him up at the top floor. I haven't seen him.
He's somewhere in the building. The guy at the top floor knows where he is.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And so he makes his way over there, and a couple of like bodyguards try to catch him, but it doesn't. It comes to nothing. He gets to the top floor, and did you notice who one of these like beefcakes were?
Oh, I don't know.
The
Tell
guy
me.
with the mullet, the Asian fella, is Tiger Chung Lee. He's the guy from the beginning of Red Heat that Arnold beats the shit out of in the snow.
Oh,
he
yeah.
throws out the window of the
Yeah,
bathhouse
yeah.
and beats him
Yeah,
to
that
death.
makes sense.
Nice.
Same dude.
Makes sense.
Playing
love
this
seeing-
bodyguard.
I love seeing that guy getting beaten to death.
And we're just getting more fights with these dudes and everything. And he finds Terry O'Quinn. He's locked in this room, this broom closet, making this mess.
Well, you miss him disarming these two guards. He gets to the fat man, MacCready's fat man.
Oh, right. It's like this. This is like a mini,
the older gentleman?
yeah, the
It's
older,
a mini boss in like a Texan hat.
like a Jabba Hutt, but like
I don't remember what does he do to this guy?
he slices his eyebrows off.
Oh,
Yeah, because the fat guy, I don't understand this fat guy. Like, the fat guy logic doesn't work. He's sitting there. He's a lazy shit. And all he's done, he's got a gun. Don't get me wrong, he's got a gun.
Yeah.
But Rutger Hauer comes up to him and he's like taking out his blade and he's like, "You're going to tell me where Terrence O'Quinn is."
Right.
And he's like, "No, I'm not." I'm like, dude, no,
Yeah.
no,
Also, 'cause
no.
This dude has heard pray tell of the blind guy fucking with all the other hoodlums.
And I just remembered this is actually the climax of a scene where he's like kind of like they're kind of running back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
And Rutger Hauer at one point has to just run out of the room and like get away from everyone to regroup.
Yes.
And he's crawling on the ground. He's having flashbacks to Vietnam.
Yes.
And then we cut back to where he is crawling on the ground. And somehow he's gotten into like a musical equipment room.
He's in like it's a ballroom and he's
Yeah.
on the stage and there's guitars falling on it.
But he's just crawling. He's crawling onto a drum set with a guitar on his back, making the loudest racket you ever heard. Like, what are you doing?
This is around the time one of the funniest, like most ridiculous lines in the movie is one of the guys goes, "I'm gonna put that blind guy in a wheelchair." I fucking lost it. And so it's pretty great because he's surrounded at this point.
Well, this is way, we're skipping over a lot of stuff.
It's all just fighting and fucking.
Well, I mean, because they kidnap the kid and they kidnap the lady, and they're like, and Terrence O'Quinn and Rutger
But we're still at the hotel.
But doesn't the rock concert thing happen that happens at the end? Because the fat guy that he just cut the eyebrows off of gets killed there.
Oh, I see. Well, the point about the eyebrows was he swipes at this dude's face, and you just see a fake pair of eyebrows just fall on the floor. It's a good gag. This movie has a sense of humor about stuff.
No, yeah, I've like that stuff was what like really drives it, I think.
Yeah. So in the spirit of how we gonna get out of this enclosed space, let's set this meth lab on fire. Terry O'Quinn's like dumping chemicals all over the place. He takes like the one box of blue meth, I guess for posterity. I don't really understand why he keeps it with him.
I think just to have like a coin in the game, like just in case, like because I mean, it turns out he does need it.
Oh, he definitely needs it.
I mean, I think it's just good to have a chip in the game. I would do the same thing.
So they escape from the hotel and they go back to the safe house, and he's like, "Your son's here. Don't worry about it." Yeah. They get in there. This lady who barely has a name, like the friend who owns this house, is just shot in the head, and the kid's kidnapped, and the lady friend
showgirl is Annie.
And so it's like, you have to meet us at this ski resort for some reason. And I was like, skiing in Nevada? Like, where are we going?
I mean, I guess I'm sure it exists.
What are you going up there to meet Matthew Amalric? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Any good villain has a good ski lodge hideout, I guess. That's true.
It is the late 80s.
Well, there's a
there
weird
has to
thing.
Be a lot of skiing.
We're going up on like the big ski lift up to the lodge, and we have the Terry O'Quinn and Rutger Hauer heart to heart, where he's like, Rutger's like, by the way, I want to tell you, like, yeah, I was mad you're responsible for blinding me in Vietnam, but I got over it, and I'm a different person, but, we're cool.
Like, the patience on this man. Like,
it's all practice. It's all thanks to those villagers.
I would have been so petty. I would have been
really?
like...
Even if you turned into a supernatural being because of that experience?
I still think I have to give him one, like, good, like, fuck you, dude.
I mean, I think even Matt Murdock is still kind of pissed off at that truck driver.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on, everyone. Let's stop with the baggage.
I don't think Stick, totally turned him.
Yeah, all right.
Terry O'Quinn mentions something in the ski lift, too, about how he's made, quote, bathtub napalm. Good God.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. That's something you want to be brewing at home.
Yeah, in a bathtub.
Some homemade napalm. Yikes.
I've made that in the toilet, not in the tub.
Well, it's just it suggests that you're like so poor, you deal in napalm, but you're so poor you have to make it in a bathtub.
So the ski lift gets to the top of the thing, and all the dudes are there waiting for them, and they open fire on this thing, really shoot the shit out of it good. And Nick Cassavetes has another disgusting line where he's like, that thing's got more holes than Daddy's rubbers.
Oh yeah.
And you're just like, oh, for the love of God.
Oh man, do we need his origin story?
You can fit it in here. Again, like I said, this is ASME. You want to fit in 5 minutes of figuring out how this guy with... Is it a sleeveless cowboy shirt? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a sleeveless
Somehow
cowboy shirt.
we figured that out. It doesn't look like homemade either.
No.
Someone tailored that shirt to look like
No,
that.
that's,
That's intentional.
Someone paid good money
idiot
for that.
brother Co.
Yeah. Oh, man. But so, I don't understand how they got out of the ski lift thing.
They go underneath. There's I guess they went under.
I see how the movie tries to present that, but it is the tiniest little hole. Danny DeVito's not fitting through that hole.
Well, yeah, but he's a round shape.
Yeah, he's a little.
He
He's
got
some
his string
girth.
being like Terrence O'Quinn.
I guess so, but they could have done a better job at opening up that floor.
I don't know how they're getting all their packs and stuff down there too.
Yeah,
That's a
carrying
little
the-
dubious.
You're dragging all the homemade napalm,
well, that's as well.
your bathtub napalms on your person,
Your little
which he
jug.
totally drops on the floor of this like people mover, and Rutger Hauer's like, "Fuck!" and he's like, "Oh no, don't worry about it. It's good. I got it. I'm sorry."
Really? Are you sure? You just told me that's napalm.
And here's the thing: Rutger Hauer's got to be shitting his pants a little bit because here's the guy who was a coward in Vietnam,
Right.
and he's his number 2 for this final battle, and he's dropping napalm on the floor.
Yeah,
Right.
it's-
Get your shit
Well,
together.
maybe if that explodes, I'll become not blind.
yeah, maybe
Right?
that
It's got to be the same
a
guy who
reversal.
did it.
That's-
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a magic trick.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But anyway, they get underneath, and now
We're fighting in a hallway.
fighting in a hallway. This is the best. This is because this is where his cowardice comes back into play. It's because they're both in the middle of this place, and like Lyle and Tector and Hank and Hulk and Jack and Dink and whatever the hell else.
Doink the clown.
Yeah, Dink and Doink don't leave each other's side. They were both there.
The Doink twins are there as well.
Well, they weren't twins. One was tall and one was a tiny person.
I,
What
Dink
was
and Doink, the WWF wrestlers that were
sure.
clowns?
No, but what was their relationship? Were they fucking or were they related?
Possibly both. It is professional wrestling.
yeah, they
Yeah,
could,
all right.
that's it's an unwieldy backstory.
I think they were just circus buddies that liked a good wrestling match.
All right, fair enough. I mean, you call it what you want. Just don't rub it in my
You know,
face.
I could live with blinders on too, Andrew. I decide not to.
Speaking of living with blinders on, Rutger Hauer.
But Rutger Hauer and Terrence O'Quinn are stuck in the middle of this hallway, and they're being like guns are going off. They cannot move. Terrence
Right.
O'Quinn gets one move to go, and like Rutger Hauer's like, just go, but wait for me at this place.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because I need you to do this thing for me.
Yep.
And so he's like, okay, go. Terrence O'Quinn just bails.
He just books it. He books it.
Again, like number 2, I am shooting this guy when I see him next. It's that simple. Or like at least like a good smacking.
So this is awesome, though. So Nick Cassavetes has like Rutger Hauer puts his sword up to his mouth or something. I don't really remember what happens here, but like I remember the sword in the mouth, and I was like shuddering. Like that was a real visceral reaction. Of course, he's just laughing, and he's like, la 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 la. Oh yeah, your sword's so fucking sexy. I'm a weirdo assassin
for it.
guy. La
Ready
la la
for
la
it.
la la la. Yeah, he's ready to die. He's ready to go to hell tonight, and he winds up tricking, or it's not a trick, but like Nick Cassavetes shoots Tector in the head, like through the cowboy hat. Is that what happens?
Right. Yeah, I think they accidentally take each other out, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because doesn't that have? But is that at the Rock concert fight off that we're at now?
I mean, that's how they die. I don't know the order of killing because
Right.
listen, there's a lot of fucking killing.
Yeah,
in this
there
movie.
is.
I think this might be where he goes on the floor. What I
Yeah.
was saying earlier.
Yeah,
I'm
this
sorry for jumping around too much,
Yeah, it's a jumble. Oh, it's a jumble.
but because there's so much awesome shit happening, you cannot keep track of it.
Yeah, you cannot count the awesome in this movie. It's 86 minutes of pure gold.
But on the cherry on top of this, this like rock concert massacre that's going on,
That's
that
that's
he's-
a title for a movie.
The best line of the movie happens in here because they surround him and he stands up and Is it Terry O'Quinn who takes out the lights?
Yes.
So the lights go out, complete darkness, and they're like, "Where is he? Where is he? What's going on?" And one guy says, like, "I can't see him in all this darkness." And Rutger Hauer, like Batman, like sneaks up behind him and goes, "That's where I live," and starts breaking necks with Gerard Butler, just slicing and dicing. Oh my God. He
so
takes
good.
out like 8 guys.
Yeah.
Tex, Butch, Dink, Doink, Fred, Fart. They're all getting taken out. Oh, it's amazing.
Man, he cut Fart.
Laying waste.
Yeah.
And the pig who had his eyebrows cut off, he's the last one.
The pig.
And he gets his taint cut.
He's gutted.
Oh, yeah.
Bottoms up. Bottoms up, eyebrowless old man. Your intestines are falling out through your taint. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I mean, I've never seen an old man get murdered like this.
Oh,
That
man.
guy died 9 times in half a second.
I love it. It
Oh,
should happen
God.
more often.
So then MacCready comes back out and he's
Finally
like,
MacCready time.
"So you think you've taken out all my guys? Well, I sent slag."
But
you
the
point out
line,
here.
when he right before he says that, MacCready goes, "Well, well, well, Mr. Blind Man,
Oh, again, you know what, MacCready?
Mr. Blind Man."
You can't get this drug operation off the ground. You can't keep a casino afloat. And you've got terrible one-liners. Worst villain ever.
Yeah, he's a pretty terrible villain.
Mr. Blind Man. Yeah, nailed him.
And this is where, like, listen, when you get the vague drug trade and you get so deep into that shit and you keep on going to the top, eventually a ninja shows up. Right?
It has to. I mean,
It happens in Marvel's Daredevil. It happens
Yeah.
all the time. Too much drugs going around, there's going to be a Japanese swordsman.
Because that guy's cleaning house because that dude's not fucking around.
Yeah.
So here Shogashugi comes in and he's just ready to rock.
Paid a pretty penny for this.
Oh, yeah.
time for a show.
And we just get down to some fucking fighting. Oh, and it's great.
Oh, it's so good.
Fighting. Totally great. At one point, you feel like, well, this just might not come to anything, but like a wire falls down by this hot tub kind of precariously. But then all of a sudden, Rutger is standing up on the hot tub. And I'm like, is this the first movie where like someone has dangerously hovered above a hot tub? And long story short, Rutger dumps this dude in this electrified hot tub.
Oh yeah, because this dude's they're sword fighting. This dude grabs a line from the ceiling and swings across the hot tub to try to get one on Rutger here.
Yep.
Rutger just cuts the fucking wire out from under him.
Yep.
Boom. You got yourself an electrocuted
Ninja.
Yeah.
Ninja Master.
Zaptown, dude. One-way ticket to Zaptown, and he is just electrocuted. Oh, man, is it great.
Fantastic.
And so now, because it's a video game, we've got the second-to-last bad guy, which here's Slag back in action. And Rutger Hauer, like, from across the room, throws a sword at him.
Yeah.
Badass.
He's done with it at this point. He's like killed Slag twice already.
And Slag gets stabbed, he pulls the sword out, he throws it to the floor.
Yep.
Now we're into some serious trouble here. What is Rutger Hauer going to do?
And, folks, let me tell you, new favorite villain death in this movie.
It's like he gets up like near a window.
Yep.
Of course.
Yep.
Cuts him right in half.
Slices him up. But this is what's great about how they do it. Slices him up. The Force throws Slag out the window. And remember, everybody, we're on the top of a huge mountain. And he's fallen down this mountain. And just before he's out of sight, you see the little cartoon split in half.
And if you really want to get angry at George Lucas.
Yes, this is exactly where it's from. This is where Darth Maul.
He gets Darth Mauled. He got Darth Mauled.
Yep.
This is where it's from. I don't give a fuck if you think he wrote those movies in the 70s.
It is almost exactly the same shot. Like,
This- it's-
almost
it's-
exactly.
It's exactly the same shot. This is exactly where the Gobbler got the idea to do that scene. It's all so much is connected from Blind Fury. If we did not have Blind Fury, we would be An empty society.
I had to rewind it because it was early in the morning. I was just watching it on my laptop. I was so tired. I was like, I can't even hook the shit up to the TV. We're just watching it on the laptop. And I'd been like sipping coffee and just kind of distracted. And I was like, that motherfucker just break in half? I had to rewind it. And I was like, greatest death ever. But you're totally right. He gets Darth Mauled. Or rather, Darth Maul gets slagged.
Yes, there we go. Much better.
That's it.
Now, this is what I guess I totally fucking missed it. But what happens to MacCready? Because the next thing I know, we're getting ready to, reunite families, and we're at the bus station again.
I thought he just got cut up. I thought it was a good old fashioned cut job.
Yeah, probably.
But is it before or after the slag murder?
Oh no, it's after.
Right, but I really think he's kind of like an afterthought.
No, he is. He totally is.
He definitely is an afterthought.
Yeah,
Maybe the fuzz picks him up. Whatever.
I would like to think that he was also gutted in some fashion to keep the consistency with everything.
I'm sure he was.
But so we're reunited. We're all getting on a bus. It's a big happy family. It's my two dads. And Rutger Hauer's like, you know what? You got to work on building this family. Like any good samurai, I'm just gonna walk off, be on my own, be the lone wolf.
You know
the
what?
kid's like flipping the fuck out about it.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't really even know this guy. My parents have been divorced for years. You're Uncle Nick.
Well, fuck this. And Rutger Hauer walks off, basically. And this kid's throwing a tantrum, but I love you.
And like,
I hate you. How could you leave me?
And like, dude, I'm sure, yes, the kid, I feel bad for the kid, but like, Terrence O'Quinn is like, I lost my wife.
Yep.
I'm trying to get my life back. I was held captive, making meth for fucking weeks. And
He is more like a season 5 Jesse Pinkman than he is a Heisenberg.
yeah, he's like burnt out, and now his shitty kid.
Oh yeah.
It's just
dude.
like, I want Uncle Nick. Give me Uncle Nick. And so you know what? Fine, go with Uncle Nick then.
It's fucking Uncle Nick crosses the street, a bus comes by, and he's gone. The best trick the devil ever pulled.
Well, there's the biggest bullshit line in this movie is this terrible kid is like pouting down the street, and he's like, Uncle Nick, I hate you. Or no, it goes, Uncle Nick, I need you. I hate you. I love you. And I'm like, someday, kid, you're going to get in a traffic altercation, and someone's going to shoot you in both your arms.
Yeah. And then he throws his like toy dinosaur over the overpass.
Right, and Rutger Hauer's walking under it, and he, like,
I presume on water.
it's a repeat.
Yes.
It's a callback to the beginning of the movie when Rutger first shows up at the house. This
He
kid's got
catches,
this little
yeah.
dinosaur statue, and he throws it out the window, and Rutger catches it. And it's the same. He throws the same statue off this bridge, like, I hate you fucking forever. And he catches it, like, I'll always remember him by this shitty clay model he made.
I always when that happened, I pictured like 20 years from then,
Yeah.
Rutger Hauer's going to come into the dusty old town, visit this kid working at that gas station his parents own, and be like, look, I kept it after all these years. Uncle Nick was always with you.
And this kid's just like, who? He's strung out on meth. I don't remember you.
Do you want like a pack of Lucky Strikes for it?
My real dad's Patrick Duffy. My stepmom was Suzanne Summers. You guys ever watch that show?
What?
Step by Step?
No.
No, I did
I
not
watched
watch
the shit out of that show.
No, I did.
That's
I
what this
watched-
kid
I
was
mean-
on. That was his biggest thing.
No, I remember the only thing I know about Step by Step is the credit sequence.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the most famous theme songs of the
With
1990s.
the roller coaster and all
That
of it.
Full House, Urkel, they were all great.
I don't think I ever watched a single episode of it though.
Yeah, I mean, you're not missing much. The two interesting things about this movie, one's great, one's a disappointment. One, produced by Tim Matheson. Tim
Yeah.
Matheson Passion Project. He spent years trying to get this off the ground.
Well, that was the thing is I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's just some guy who's also named Tim Matheson.
Yeah,
That's
you're
going
to find that guy's IMDb, and it's going to be Tim Matheson, parentheses, #2 in Roman numerals. But no, it's actual Animal
Yeah.
House Tim Matheson wanted to adapt an American Zatoichi. It's great.
God bless him. 'Cause
Yeah.
he gave me something.
Thank you, Tim Matheson. This movie's fucking awesome.
This
now
movie was my Uncle Nick. I needed this movie.
Now, let me tell you the bad news, though.
Uh-oh.
They immediately tried to turn around a sequel that never materialized. Can you imagine
I would love it.
another round of this movie? You know what? You could still make this movie now. Rutger Hauer, you can make the sequel.
Yeah, do it.
He's still just wandering around.
You could bring that goddamn toy dinosaur to the gas station, like I said, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some type of robbery. He has to.
Like he would have to. It would be like a new kid. Like he would have to be like training a kid.
I would prefer you're still running around for whatever reason. Maybe Terry O'Quinn is murdered.
Sure.
Oh,
You
definitely.
know, and
Yeah.
it turns out it's like a crooked army colonel or something like that.
yeah.
Someone from their old division.
Played by Powers Booth
Yes!
or Michael Ironside.
Either
No,
or.
it's always Powers Booth. It's almost always Powers Booth.
Until Powers Booth says no, and then it's Michael Ironside.
Then it's Michael Ironside.
Because that's a definite yes. Now, who's recommending this movie?
Oh, I am definitely. You
Yeah.
should see this immediately.
I think it kind of goes without saying for
Oh,
me
yeah.
as well. Chris Cabin, what do you say?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. This is a great movie.
Good movie.
What a
Yeah.
fantastic time. What a fantastic 80-some-odd minutes
We had
this movie
so
was.
much fun with it. We couldn't even, we couldn't remember it. in a
'Cause
way,
it's all just a blur of swords, guts, and kicking ass.
and that's also a credit to the movie because we were absorbed into it, having fun with it, and we weren't really thinking about, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, I wasn't sitting here writing down endless plot points in my phone so I
No, not
remembered
at
the
all.
movie. I was enjoying it. Like, I was caught up enjoying this movie. Several points, I was like, oh, fuck, we're doing an episode on this. Look alive, asshole.
Yeah.
You know, oh, my God, what fun. What great fun, Blind Fury. And it's like, if you've only seen that little internet clip of a kid just getting the rock spit in his face, that's only the beginning.
Oh, yeah. That's just
yeah.
half the story right there.
Half the story?
Okay.
An eighth, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's closer.
A pebble.
That's The Fantastic Blind Fury from 1989, directed by Phillip Noyce. If you want to get a hold of us, check out our website, whmpodcast.com. Check out the other shows on the network. Visit SideshowNetwork.tv. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We're at WHM Podcast. If you have not got the Gilbert Gottfried episode yet, please go download that. We had a fantastic time chatting with him a couple weeks ago. It was a lot of fun. Right into the mailbag. weallhatemovies@gmail.com. Have you seen this movie? Is this one of the greatest American Ninja movies of all time? I think so. Sorry, Michael Dudikoff and American Ninja and all that nonsense.
Oh, man, he's going to take that hard.
I know. I'm sorry. Well, that fourth movie, there's a weird pedophile villain in it.
Yeah,
It creeps
I mean,
me out.
that's...
Oh, yeah, he's like licking little boys' faces and stuff. It's fucked up.
yeah.
Stay tuned.
It just might be a
maybe.
stay tuned.
Yeah,
It's been a while since I've seen American Ninja 4, which is something no one should say ever. It's either I haven't seen it or, yeah, I saw it and who cares. But I'm like, I ought to rewatch that. Yeah, licking faces. Clue for next week's episode, basketball. The clue for next week's episode is basketball.
And you know what? I'm just going to say it's the Basketball Diaries.
Spoiler
No,
alert, we're riffing
I
on the
kid.
basketball.
I
Diaries.
kid, of course. It is
It's
not the Basketball
so
Diaries.
funny.
So tune in next week where we might be making fun of the basketball diaries.
Possibly.
Until then, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
Take it easy.